Chris, what is our third main topic today?
Our third topic comes from someone with an amazing name, Chris. Hello, John and Krill. Well, R.I.P. Entertainment Weekly. Growing up, I used to love getting the new editions of Entertainment Weekly in the mail on Fridays, along with my monthly editions of Premiere, which is also sadly no more. Honestly, I did check out and unsubscribe when EW very idiotically decided to become Entertainment Monthly, yet didn't even change the name and its content went downhill and was outdated. But it's still a sad day for the entertainment and film-based print media. Thoughts?
All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And look, I'm going to go all the way back to, I remember when like the Star Wars prequels were coming out too, and the covers of Entertainment Weekly and things like that. There is something about, with the printed magazines, whether it's Empire or Entertainment Weekly or Total Film, you know, in the web world, they bang out these articles as fast as they can.
Bang it out.
Bang it out and get them posted online as fast as they can. Because in online, that's it. You got to be first. You got to get that Google algorithm thing. You got to get that rank on the search result list and all that kind of stuff. Do whatever you got to do. And that's fine. And there's a lot of great stuff. There's tons of great stuff online that I read every day. But I still remember a couple of years ago, I picked up an Empire magazine. Might have been Empire, might have been Total Film. But at any rate, I picked up one. And I remember starting reading one of the articles. And I'm just like, there's a notable difference in the depth and quality level of the writing in those. Because you know, going into print, a lot of time went into that. You know that it then went through 2 levels of editors. And it was polished, researched, the whole bit. And I just remember reading some of that, like fact check to the gills. And I just remember reading those articles and going, this is really a joy reading these. And in the online world, you just don't have that kind of time. This happened. Quick. Post. Right? And there's some very, very gifted writers and very gifted online outlets that do it that I love and read every day. But there was something a little bit different. But I remember having a conversation with a friend of mine a while ago about Entertainment Weekly. And I remember stopping going, but wait a minute, is it still in print? Like, I know they had their online presence, but I didn't know if they were still in print. The answer now, it's not. This comes from the folks over at the Hollywood Reporter who write the following. We have said from the beginning that buying Meredith was about buying brands, not magazines or websites. It is not news to anyone that there has been a pronounced shift in readership and advertising from print to digital. And as a result, for a few important brands, print is no longer serving the brand's core purpose, Vogel wrote. As such, we are going to move to a digital-only future for these brands, which will help us to unlock their full potential. So Entertainment Weekly, as a brand, is still going to be there, but that physical hold in your hand kind of thing is gone. And look, I'm not surprised. I remember I saw somebody the other day reading a newspaper. And I remember thinking to myself, I actually haven't seen that in a long time. I haven't seen somebody down reading a newspaper in a while. And I haven't seen somebody walking around with a physical copy of Entertainment Weekly in a while. You look like you want to say something.
I do. John, you know, when I first started like a little bit working with you, like with the email, when we started doing the email, I started doing the email stuff. I wasn't making a lot of money. So like I discovered this website, I don't know, free stuff times, whatever, just to get free stuff. You fill out a form like get a free Rice Krispies shirt. And that's how I felt like I still had money to buy stuff. It would come in, free shirt, wash the car with it. But I would run into these.
Wash the car with.
I would run into these like free magazine ones, right?
Oh, okay.
And one of them was Entertainment Weekly, and for some reason I ended up with like 20 years of free subscription to it. So like, I have a whole bunch of copies that I just really like the covers of. That I have stashed,
great covers.
You know, but I never really read them. But since I was starting to work with you, I was like, I should know what's going on in the movie industry. That's why I chose that one. And then, you know, Home and Garden. And then for some reason, Inside.
Is that a magazine that really, Home and Garden, is that
don't lie.
a favorite?
Seriously, this explains
the recipes.
Because Ann and I, whenever we go over to the house, we'd always see these stacks of magazines and like technology magazines and sports magazines.
Just whatever.
And I'm like, is Ray really subscribing to all these? Now I know. That makes a ton of sense.
And you know what? If there's a a newspaper, a real newspaper there, and I'm just too lazy to look at my small phone, I'll buy a newspaper. I just won't read it in public, but I'll read it in the bathroom.
I'm just saying, like, I would never see it. And so I got to tell you, it does break my heart a little bit. Look, I'm saying it breaks my heart, but John, when was the last time you actually bought a physical copy of Entertainment Weekly? Oh, it's been at least 5 years. So I can sit here and cry about it and say, oh, I'm breaking my heart, but I didn't get it either. So I'm part of the problem. But I mean, they're still going to exist in their online form. Rob, I mean, this has been a staple of the entertainment industry and whatever for a long time. The physical version of it is now going away. What are your thoughts on this?
Dude, I have to say, I was a magazine junkie. I would go to the newsstand every week and spend $100 on magazines. I mean, it was bad.
Wow.
And I bought high-end European magazines, Empire, Total Film, SFX. They also had a lot of home physical media magazines I would buy. I used to buy like Italian and French Vogue just to see what was up, and all kinds of magazines. I loved Entertainment Weekly. Entertainment Weekly debuted when I had my first ongoing job in the entertainment industry at Warner Brothers, and I believe it was published by Time Warner as well or something. But I love this magazine. It was like getting a confection every week because it had a great overview. It had books, it had movies, it had television, it had news, it had editorial stuff. I loved it. And I still, read the website. But last year, the last regular magazine I bought, which was Cinefex, I bought the first issue of Cinefex off the rack. It's a magazine about special effects. They published their last issue, which was the Mandalorian issue. And Entertainment Weekly was the last magazine I occasionally would pick up. And it's gone.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, this magazine made me really happy. It was like, it'd take you like a half an hour to read the whole thing. And I would love to read it. I'd go to lunch on Friday and have the Entertainment Weekly. I'd go buy it at 7-Eleven or whatever and then get it and then take it to lunch and read it all the way through because it gave you a blast of everything you needed to know. But John, as you know, the internet completely destroyed any value Entertainment Weekly had as a periodical.
Yeah.
So
print as a whole.
Yeah, I have to say, but what you made a really good point. The writing in a lot of these magazines, especially, like I still love Wired. Wired remains my favorite magazine, maybe of all time, just because of technology and culture. But these magazines were, the writing was fact-checked. It had to go through editorial. Nowadays, let's face it, the actual accuracy and the quality of the writing online is not as good as it used to be in print.
There's some very, very good
writing.
But it's just a different level from what it was when it was in print.
And entertainment journalism is ubiquitous now. I mean, look what we do. Yeah. And anybody and their kids or their dogs or their cats can start a YouTube channel and report on entertainment news.
Hey, Rob, do you remember Toy Fair?
Dude, come on.
Dude, that's the
Wizard and Toy Fair.
Yeah, why did they take those out, man?
Man, I love those. Those are comic book and
I was thinking about this last night too because I started watching this documentary on the making of Super Mario Brothers 3. And they were what was the name of there was a
Nintendo Power.
Nintendo Power, and they were talking about
that was the best.
People would live off of waiting for that next issue of Nintendo Power
every month. This thick of stuff. There was guides in there. Everything. It was so cool.
And that stuff just doesn't exist anymore. I remember, the last physical magazines that I bought on a regular basis were video camera magazines. So HD and cameras, because my main thing, I liked reading the articles. Main reason I bought those magazines was because for the ads.
Yep.
Because they would advertise way before anywhere else all the upcoming gear, the newest stuff, and I'd go, oh, look at all this stuff. But Ann and I were in Barnes & Noble the other day, and I went to the magazine rack, not a single digital camera magazine anymore. I used to get DV magazine. Remember DV?
I loved and now even the newsstands, like the World Newsstand on Coenga.
It's just an
or
iPad.
on Vine.
It's
just
just an
gone.
I'm telling you, but the prices on some of these magazines are too expensive.
I picked it. They're the prices of books.
The Photoshop magazines I like. They're $15.99 a copy, and they're monthly. And I was like, there's no way I could get a subscription to this for $15 every. But I get it. It's like tutorials in there, like insider stuff, but still, $15 is a lot for.
Well, guys, it is the end of an era. The Entertainment Weekly now out of print. Again, it's still an online presence. The Entertainment Weekly hasn't gone anywhere, but the printed magazine is gone. None of us are going to pretend like we're surprised, though. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.